This really cute Santa like pick at the at-home store, and right away as soon as I seen it, I knew I wanted to make a wreath. So I've got my wreath frame, I've got red mesh and white mesh, and then I have some ribbon. So let's see what we can come up with. All right, I have everything set aside except for my mesh here. This red is typical red mesh. This white is got like a fabric feel to it. So I'm just gonna lay these on top of each other. I'm gonna use my scissors to kind of hold things down. I'm gonna go all the way over. I think I want to cut them at the 10-inch mark. So I have my rotary blade here and I'm just gonna cut. All right, I got all the mesh cut to 10-inch strips. I ended up with 23 of the white and 27 of the red. The wreath form has 6 little sections on it, and I want to put 4 bundles of the mesh on each of the little sections. So what I'm doing right now is just taking my pipe cleaners. I have some red and white pipe cleaners that I cut in half, and I'm just twisting those on, 2 on the lower circle and then 2 on the upper circle. So I'm just gonna go ahead and twist those on. These are what is going to secure that mesh onto the wreath form. All right, here's what our wreath form looks like right now. Kind of crazy. So now what I'm going to do is, since I have more of the red mesh, I want to do that in the inside. So we're just going to kind of lay it out, and in the middle I'm just going to kind of run my fingers up and gather that up so it kind of looks like a little bow like that. And then I'm just gonna put it inside the pipe cleaner and twist that pipe cleaner on. I'm not gonna worry about cutting those pipe cleaners. So then I think I'm gonna work every other one, and then I can come in with a red and white one of those for the every other one. So just gather those up. Put the white and red together, and again just walk it up. So we're gonna have something like that, and then I'm gonna go in the lower and twist it on. So it's gonna start filling it up. So some of them I'm gonna leave with the red on top, and some of them I'm gonna switch so the red is on the bottom. So like this one, the red's on, or the white's on top. This one I'm gonna do the red on the bottom, or on top. So there's our plain red. So let's go ahead and the next one. So let's do every other one that we do. All right, so we got a white, plain red, a red, white. Now we have our red. So the next one, we're gonna do red on bottom and white on top. And I'm gonna walk it up, pinch, and gather it. It doesn't matter if they're like perfect, because like perfectly gathered, it just kind of adds a little bit to it. It's just gonna curl over a little bit. And some of them, when I put them in the pipe cleaners, I'm having set this way, and some of them set this way, so it'll fill it in a little bit. So you see how the outside ones, some of them flop over. I think it's this white mesh. So what I'm doing is I'm opening those back up and taking the pipe cleaner and wrapping it around both the top 2 pieces of the frame, and then regathering it. Getting it all nice and pinched. Oh, that fell off. And then I'm just kind of leaving that open and wrapping it. and that is helping keep it secure, and then it's not going to flop over. So see the difference between this one and that one? A lot more secure. All right, I have all the pipe cleaners filled that I already had on there, but I still have some left over. So what I'm gonna do is in the areas like in the middle here, I'm gonna add a pipe cleaner in one of those in there. So grab my pipe cleaners just to help fill that in. So what I'm gonna do is kind of cheat it a little bit. Well, no. So I got it all pinched and just wrapping that pipe cleaner in there, something on the pipe cleaner and twisting it on. And that is gonna help fill that up, all those little empty places. I wanna add ribbon and bow into the wreath. I have two different ribbons here, just a plain red and then the Santa ribbon. I don't have much of this Santa ribbon, so what I think I want to do first is make sure that I have the bow that I want, and then I'll go ahead and add in a little bit of the ribbon throughout the rest of the wreath. We're gonna set this aside and we're gonna get the ribbon going. I think what I'm gonna do is, I had to grab my scissors. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut out 23-inch strips. I'm gonna do 2 of those. And those are gonna be what I'm gonna use for my loops. So there's the Santa, and then the plain. I'm gonna do, well, let's get this straight first. And then, okay, so we have those. All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our strips of ribbon. We're gonna do them each individual. Put them overlap the ends and then find center, push, and then gather them together in the center. I'm gonna take a pipe cleaner and wrap it around just to secure it. And then do with the red, same thing. This one's kind of, it's silky, so it kind of wants to move a little bit on me. And then I'm gonna open my pipe cleaner back up, but I wanna put it on at a little bit of an angle, so it's not just sitting right on top of the other one. So, and then once I get it all built, I'll do a little adjusting to it. So just take and then we're gonna open the pipe cleaner back up again. Kind of pinch those ones so they don't come undone, and put the Santa Claus one at a different angle. And I do want the Santa Claus on top, so this next red I'm gonna do it on the bottom. So overlap, find the center, and then gather and pinch them together to make a little simple bow. Now open our pipe cleaner back up, and I'm gonna grab all those ribbons, and I want this at the bottom, and we're gonna go off to the side. And then we're gonna secure again with the pipe cleaner. I also want to have a little tail for this. So this is a real simple, easy bow, and we'll just kind of see. I want a little bit of a tail, and I don't want very much of this one because I want to be able to use, I don't have that much on my spool here. So I think I'm just going to do a 12-inch of this one. And then I'm gonna do, I think we'll do a 20-inch of the red, and then I can cut those down, the red down if I need to. So I've got those basically centered together. I'm just gonna pinch again, and I'm gonna put them at the back, facing toward all the other ribbons. That way I can twist it forward. Okay, I think I want this at the bottom of the wreath, so I'm going to find the frame of the wreath. I'm gonna reach in, grab that wire, and pull it through. And I got the little short end as well. I'll flip this over. So I'm gonna pull that up and twist that tight around. We'll come back to fluffing the bow. Now I think I'm gonna pull some of these strings off, clean that up, and then we're gonna cut some strips of these two to add throughout the rest of the wreath. I cut 4 10-inch strips of each of the ribbons, and that was perfect because now my spool to the Santa is gone. So I have enough to do 2 on each side, or kind of like 1 across from each other and then over here. So I'm just gonna kind of like eyeball placement for a second so I know about where I want to put them. And then what I'm gonna do is find the center of them, gather again, pinch it, and then I'm gonna find a pipe cleaner that we used to secure the mesh on with, open that up and add the ribbon into it. I got thinking about the bow. So I had it at the bottom of the wreath. I'm gonna have to turn it around because when I put the Santa bottom in the wreath, it's gonna cover up the bow. So what we're gonna do is, since I have it on a wire, the wreath is tied on, or the bow is tied on the wreath form with a wire, I'm just gonna twist it around. And now it's at the top. We'll go ahead and we'll fluff the bow up after we're done securing the Santa in. So I think I just want him kind of like that. We're gonna flop that over, and from the bottom, I'm going to bend the stick just a little bit to let it kind of hold on to the wreath. Then I'm gonna come in with floral wire and go and wrap around the wreath frame and then around the pin, the stick of the pick here, and then cut it off. I'm gonna do that a few different times just so I know it's nice and secure on here. Now I've got to try to get this off. I don't know if it's gonna work with my, because it is wire underneath, so it's probably gonna take a few times of clipping at it. This stick to the Santa Claus is really thick, heavy duty, so my normal wire cutters are not going to do it. What I decided to do is wrap it down around the frame as well, so over top and then down and around. I'm getting my big wire cutters out to do this just because I do not have the strength to do it with the other ones. And snap. I spent more time looking for those cutters than doing that. We're going to secure it with a white pipe cleaner. And then just want to make sure that it's nice and tight, and then kind of wrap that pipe cleaner around. help hide the end. All right, looking good. We've got a lot of fluffing and a lot of cleaning up to do, but we are not done yet. All right, we're gonna fluff up the bow a little bit here and move some of the mesh around. I think I'm gonna put a little curl to that. Okay, we still need a little bit more in here, I think. So what I'm going to do is I want to add some ornaments in here. I want to add some ornaments into the wreath. So I have some just little bulbs here, but I want to make sure that they are secure. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make little clusters, but I'm also gonna hot glue the tops on, and that way they don't come off. Now I'm just gonna put a little hot glue and stick that down. The tops of the ornaments are hot glued on. I added each of the different bulbs onto a pipe cleaner that's been cut in half. And so I've got 4 of these little bundles, and I'm just gonna put them wherever I feel like needs a little extra something. And I think I'm just gonna secure them onto the wreath form. Let's see, I wanna do, I think that one's basically at the, yeah, it's like the second one. So just like everything else, just twist those on. And then I'm gonna wrap that pipe cleaner around the wreath frame to help secure it a little bit better, or a little bit more. We're getting there. We just need a little fluffing. So same as kind of like half over. I've got some cleaning up of my edges to do and a little bit more spreading these out, and we'll be ready.